she hit me 30s mf. I broke up with her. But, I'm plagued with feeling I caused these extreme behaviors in her and I'm having trouble processing it all. We were together for 3 years. In the beginning she wanted immediate intimacy, well before I was ready, she wanted it from day one. It didn't happen and around the beginning of our relationship she ended up frustrated and punched the wall and yelled at me. That was her first display of aggression. I went to leave but she apologized and got into therapy. So I stayed. But thereafter, as the relationship progressed, her constant anger kept me feeling like I couldn't be intimate with her, and I explained why. I told her that I would like those feelings to develop, but whenever she rages and becomes aggressive, I feel the relationship isn't offering a safe space for us to be intimate together. It's as if she hits a reset button with each display of rage. Her side of the story was she felt unwanted and unloved at our lack of intimacy and her response to that was aggression. Catch 22. Eventually in her anger she hit me one night. It didn't hurt, so I brushed it under the rug. But throughout the relationship it didn't stop. She threw a bag of metal at my head. Pushed me into a wall. Kicked my ribs. Slapped me. Punched more holes in the wall. Threw her phone into the wall. Self-harmed, took the rage out on herself. And she was also verbally abusive. I'd say 10 instances of physical abuse in 3 years. This behavior was all because I wasn't intimate enough. She would tell me it's my fault, and why do all the men at the gym and on Instagram want to duck her, but I don't. She would tell me if I would touch her more, she wouldn't have to react aggressively like this. I was scared of how erratic and impulsive she was. No matter how much I explained it's her violence that's putting a divide between us and intimacy, she couldn't understand. I dunno. Even after we started sleeping together her aggressive ways never really stopped. But I feel bad, like I deprived her of a need, and it's all my fault. But the other side of my brain is going, well, I never felt like the environment was safe and secure. How can you hit me then expect me to sleep with you? Like I said, I broke up with her, but I can't stop the guilty thoughts. Especially because she never really hurt me. She just kept saying she didn't feel loved, so I feel like I failed and didn't love her enough. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, good for you for recognizing the abuse and breaking free from it. Not many people can do it. You say she never really hurt you, but what does that mean to you? Just because you were able to walk away after, or it didn't leave a mark, doesn't mean it's not abuse. She didn't need to bash your head open with the bag, or break your arm when she pushed you into the wall, or break your ribs when she kicked you, or knock a few teeth out when she slapped you, for it to be abuse. And abuse isn't just physical, even you describe her as verbally abusive. If you didn't feel hurt by that, you wouldn't be using these words. Your partner should never, under any circumstance, pressure you into having S-time or shame you for refusing to have S-time. This is non-negotiable. There is literally no situation where this would be acceptable. I don't doubt that she has a mental illness or 7 that seriously need addressing, but you're not responsible for that. Whether consciously or not, she was engaging in manipulative behavior, take advantage of your love, kindness and pity, to abuse you. And refusing to take accountability for her actions. Take time off dating to recalibrate your normal meter, because it's way off right now. Get her out of your head, that shame you feel. It's a remnant of her abuse. Work on purging it, remember that you are safe now, and leave the past in the past. Answer. A psychologist I was seeing had told me that she sounds like she has something called borderline personality disorder. The thing is, When she first showed signs of aggression, I emotionally removed myself. So the abuse, verbal or otherwise, didn't hurt much. Maybe it was just my ego it didn't hurt. It wasn't until I left the situation, and began to reflect, that I've been plagued with all of these feelings of guilt and wondering. Especially because immediately after I left, she moved in with another man and suddenly has a relationship. So that makes me question things and go, wow, I really must have been a city partner for her to have moved on that quickly. She equates my declining of time as her being worthless. When I would push her off of my body and say I didn't want to, she would sometimes cry and say that meant she was worthless. Sometimes it would turn into aggression. Whether the wall, herself, or me. In truth, all I ever really wanted was for her to be validating and compassionate towards my feelings and work with me to solve the issue. I had explained many times it's not that she isn't beautiful, it isn't that she's worthless, it's that she yells and has these rages and it makes the environment feel unsafe, and therefore I haven't really developed a desire to be intimate. She never believed me. And the more she raged, the less likely I was to intimately engage her. And the less we intimately engaged, the more worthless she believed that she was. I suppose it hurts me, and had even hurt me at that time, to see someone I valued in so much pain and delusion. Someone who seemed to have no self-worth and looked to me and my actions to supply that for her. So yes, I feel I caused a lot of her distress. Like maybe I shouldn't have been so cold, or pushed her off of me, and made her feel unloved. But the thing is, most of the relationship was enchanting. We got along really well, we spent our days together and had a nice companionship. We both were very fulfilled in those ways. It wasn't that there was no intimacy at all, we showered and bathed together, held hands, and had so many great experiences. I took care of her in so many ways, and she did to me as well. So, I never understand why she would constantly say I didn't love her. I'll never understand that. Update: how to get over feeling like it was my fault when I'm the one who withheld sex. A few things: I'm in therapy with 2 different professionals working my way through this. My ex has borderline personality disorder. We have been no contact for nearly 3 months now and things are getting a bit better for me, but in spite of my therapy I have recurring thoughts of self-blame. My ex blamed me for her cheating over and over. It was my fault she cheated, my fault she had to go to other men to feel wanted by someone, said it was my fault for making her feel unloved because I wouldn't touch her. I feel like it's not unusual for people to leave dead bedroom relationships, and even cheat because of them. She's convinced me I caused all of these behaviors in her even though she cheated on her ex-husband for the same reasons he abandoned me. He wouldn't touch me anymore. He was cheating on me, so I did it too. She had no proof he was cheating, and I don't believe that he did. It's more the delusions borderline can cause. The thing is, our time life was difficult because before we could even form a true intimate connection she was explosively raging at me, breaking things, destroying my property, self-harming, and the list goes on, all because I wasn't ready to be timely intimate so early on in the relationship. I explained to her over and over that my behavior had nothing to do with her level of worth and value, but rather when she became explosive and aggressive, it made it difficult to feel safe enough to be intimate. It was a vicious cycle. She derives her self-worth through men who want to sleep with her. Then the cheating started. I didn't know about it, I found out way later. It was always with men old enough to be her father. I also discovered she had been a prostitute since she was 18 on and off. 29 when we met. I know she has extreme issues. But I keep hearing her voice, well, you didn't love me. You didn't want me. I had to fill the void somehow. And I feel so guilty for making someone feel that low. But at the same time, how the hell could I have felt secure when someone was punching holes in walls and giving themselves black eyes, all because I expressed I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready because of her bizarre behavior. Even when we did begin sleeping together regularly, she never did stop taking up solace in old men. Eventually she left me for a man 15 years older who she met online. I got wind of it all before she realized I did, and I left. A month later she had quit her job, left her home and state, to go move in with him. Meanwhile, she searches for me and wonders why I disappeared from her life. She left me with tens of thousands of her debt. Most would say she is sick, but I feel like I must have done so much wrong for her to take such extreme measures to escape. She always told me I would have never considered any of this or had to be in this position if you would have just loved me correctly, and by love I guess she meant to use her body like the men she prostituted herself to did. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, saying she has extreme issues is an understatement. This woman needs long-term institutional therapy because she's clearly mentally ill. Remember this, you did absolutely nothing wrong here, her issues have nothing to do with you. This woman is a sick, manipulative narcissist and was this way before you ever met her. I will say there's a special place in hell for people like this woman. In the future, definitely adjust your cheater meter and stay far away from women who have so much baggage. It's not your job to fix broken people. Only they can fix themselves. As far as the massive amount of debt she accrued upon you, maybe speak to an attorney and see what your options are to get your hands washed of that. Redditor follow-up, absolutely, she has a personality disorder, to be precise, not narcissist but borderline. The relationship would have collapsed for any other reason. S-time was just the immediate trigger for her because, as Op correctly pointed out, borderlines typically need an interminable sequence of partners to get validated, and this is given through sex. Borderlines unfortunately are a bottomless pit in need of validation. And, because of their issues, they give none back to their partners except in the initial love-bombing stage, which usually lasts only a few months, then the devaluation phase kicks in. Redditor 2, my STBXW and I both have high libidos. S-time was daily. She cheated because that's who she is. I can see where a dead bedroom may push a borderline cheater over the edge, but it is still not an excuse for inexcusable behavior. You didn't cause her to cheat. She made a decision to do that. Don't blame yourself. Redditor follow-up, hey man. Always glad to talk with a legend of this sub. Anyway, if you read Op's post you'll notice that the dead bedroom situation was in the beginning, then they had regular S-time. This reinforces even more the gravity of her actions. Redditor 3, why are you protecting her problems as your fault? Just because she said it. I guarantee no matter what you had done, there would have been one more thing you didn't do that she blamed. The blame shifting here is to cover her own ego. She has to protect her own image that she's the monster. So instead, it's projected that she's sane and everyone else is crazy. Don't buy into it. You did everything for the right reason. She was a terrible choice in partners because she had a lot of unresolved trauma that led to unhealthy behaviors. There was nothing you could have done here to prevent her from cheating. It's her broken mental state. Update, finally at peace with the fact that that was it for me, but not happy about it. I feel like I wanted to put this out into the void, some of my feelings. I never saw something like this coming. It's been 2 years but something isn't right with me. I just feel dead constantly, like something in me broke when I was betrayed to these extents. I'm in my 30s and I feel 80. I genuinely feel that that was it for me. My life is over so far as having the same extent of fun and companionship. I've spent about a year having anxiety and panic attacks over that belief and the sudden loss, but now I'm at peace with it. I've accepted it. No more nightmares, no more anxiety. Just some peace. I wasn't a cheater. I wasn't lying to her. I didn't want another woman. I was happy with our life. I was genuinely happy with our connection and quality of life. I woke up for years looking forward to my days with her. We always had something engaging to do, somewhere to go. It was something with merging our personalities together that was fun. Everyone wanted to be around us. I never thought she'd do something like this, but she did. I've spent the last 2 years grieving and accepting what's happened. But I'm still not the same. It's sad that I believe I'll never have a connection with someone I like again. I don't think that person exists. I'm around a lot of different people, I'm very social, but most people aren't fascinating enough to me. It's been this way my whole life. Then I met her and everything changed. Joke was on me, though. Never finding that again used to scare me. Now it doesn't, but it's sad. I'm sad for myself, but I found some peace about it all. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not freaked out anymore. If I think too much about it, it's a little scary. If I have 50 years left, that's 50 years of finding mediocre pleasure in things, with trauma wounds. I go out by myself, it's not the same though. As much as I enjoy being alone, I admit, there was something to having a deep connection that really sparked something in me, but it also broke something in me. I dunno. I'm okay, I'm just not happy about it turning out this way. I'm not happy that this is it for me, but at least the nightmares stopped. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, hey bro. I've been in the same spot. We were that electrifying funny couple that people loved to be around. The banter and energy was incredible. Most people bore the acid out of me, particularly other women I've tried to date. I went through the extreme panic attacks where you can't feel your arms, legs, or face. I've had all the nightmares. I've been through it, man. I'm washing ashore in the same place as you. Life has lost its vibrancy and I don't think it will return. I will tell you though, something unexpected happened to me recently. I met a woman a couple months ago who made me feel something. She was totally different from my cheating ex, and there wasn't that same energy, but an entirely different, and beautiful energy between us. It was powerful. We dated for a couple weeks, but unfortunately she was still entangled with her ex-boyfriend and we both decided to call things off and hope to try again someday. It was really sad and ultimately just another city aspect of 2022, but at least it gave me a bit of hope that there may be joy out there. Sorry this comment kind of sucks, I'm really hungover. Hang in there as I know you are. I'm in the same rut as you and I'm rooting for us. Redditor 2, oh man, I feel your pain so much. I'm about 5 months out and ride the emotional roller coaster every day. This has taken such a massive toll on me. I'm just drained. I have hobbies and interests, but like you said, they don't take the place of a deep emotional connection. I thought I chose well with my wife. Really well. Our 30th and last anniversary is this coming Monday, and it's really getting to me. Sometimes I wake up and hope it was all just a dream. I played golf with my 24-year-old son today. It was fun, but I still felt a gaping hole. My wife and I used to play together a lot. Every time I saw a couple out there today, it was like the band-aid got ripped off again. I just started journaling, and it has helped a bit. I don't think I could even read most of it back, it's such a scribbly mess. But it's cathartic. I also start EMDR therapy next week as it helps with trauma, which of course this is at the highest level. I wish you the best, man, and I hope you find peace and happiness. Redditor 3, op, if you haven't done it already, please seek out IC with a therapist with experience with infidelity and the trauma it can cause. A good therapist can work wonders. Also hit the gym. Work out and work on any hobbies, or pick up a hobby. Another thing that seems strange to suggest but totally works for some people is journaling. Get a journal, even a cheap spiral notebook, and write down your thoughts and feelings every day. For some people it is very cathartic letting the emotions flow out of your body and onto the paper. Op answer, thanks. I have a therapist who is great. She's why I've made the progress I have. I have an active life. I have hobbies. I'm not like not showering and moping around or anything of that sort. Just not happy about the fact that that is it for me. Being a lone wolf, never having a deep connection again. It is what it is. Hobbies aren't a replacement for deep human connection, unfortunately. I'd be all set if they were.